What's up, you guys? It is me, Nia Ray, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how I landed on my major, which is education. I am an elementary education major, and I'm just going to be talking about how I decided that this is what I want to do with my life. So, you know, when you're 17, 18 years old, and it's like, you know, you're making that transition from high school to college, it's just a really big decision to make when you're that young. And like, you really, I mean, some people do know what they want to do, but for the most part, we don't know exactly what we want to do. And you know, in college, you may end up changing your major like once or twice or 3 times. For me, it was only once. But, so that is what happened to me. So when I started college 4 years ago, I originally went in as a pre-nursing major. I had come to the decision that nursing is what I want to do with my life. So I was on the road to becoming a nurse. Like, I was declared a pre-nursing major. I'm like, yes, this is it. I'm going to do it. I'm motivated. I'm going to become this awesome nurse. Now, the reason why I picked nursing really was for the job security, the salary, and just the benefits of it was the main, you know, gist of why I went into that. So while I was at the university that I was at the time, I was doing all the prereq stuff, anatomy and physiology, microbiology, along with all of the other major courses that are required for you to take at each university in order to get your bachelor's. I was doing the labs. I was also volunteering at a hospital while I was doing my classes also, just to get some experience and kind of see, you know, firsthand what it was like working in a hospital and just observing the nurses. Most of what I did when I was volunteering was making like the toiletry bags for patients, like the toothbrush and shampoo and all that stuff. I would staple packets at the front desk, and I would answer phone calls at the front desk. So that's really about what I did. I was able to go into the NICU and observe, and I would just get the blankets ready for the babies, because my idea or my goal for when I went into nursing was to be a neonatal nurse, because I just love babies and I just really wanted to work with them as a nurse. However, the nursing plan didn't go as planned. So, you know, with nursing school, you have to apply to programs, and nursing school is very competitive, and it is a very stressful process when it's coming down to that time to get into, you know, getting those applications in. Like, there's people that don't get in and then they have to wait a whole nother year to reapply to the program, and I just did not want to have to go through that. So really, I was just trying to remain confident and have faith that I was going to get into, if not the program at my school, another program. So it came time to put those applications in, and I did not get into the nursing program. I applied to 4 nursing programs total, and I did not get into any of them. And I was just so like depressed and sad, and I was like, what am I gonna do with my life? Like, I had this plan, I had this all figured out. I was like, okay, you know, 2 years basic classes, 2 years nursing school, I'm gonna pass that NCLEX, I'm gonna get hired right after I graduate, and life's gonna be great. Yeah, that did not happen. So like I said, I applied to 4 programs, didn't get accepted. And so basically, for my program to get in, I already knew I had to have like good grades. I knew I wasn't gonna make A's in all my classes, but I did get A's and B's. I did not have any C's on my transcript. I didn't get any C's in any of my classes. I feel like for those main, like, what would have helped me was like that anatomy and physiology, microbiology, getting A's in those classes. I got B's in those classes, but you know, anatomy and physiology was not easy for me. It was, you know, very challenging. The lecture, the lab, it was just a lot of material kind of pressed into 2 semesters, and it's just important to know all that stuff, because another part of the application for, you know, yeah, for nursing programs, you have to take an entrance exam, and my school required the HESI exam. The minimum, or like what, you know, you were wanting to aim for on the HESI was an 80 at my university, and I got like a little bit under that. The nursing program only, I believe most nursing programs, you know, there's only a certain amount of spots, and there was only 100 spots pretty much at my school I was attending and at the other schools I applied to, and there's hundreds of applicants. I don't know, they don't tell you the reasons why you don't get in, so I have no idea. When I saw that email saying that I was not accepted, I did immediately start crying, and I just was very sad and depressed, and I just felt like giving up, and I just felt like the world was over. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like I mentioned earlier, thankfully my mom talked some sense into me and was like, get up, get dressed, go to classes, and just pick something else. Like, it's not the end of the world. And so that's exactly what I did. I kept going to my classes, finished out that semester, and then so what I did after that was just went on the website for that university that I was at and just looked at all of the majors that they offered, and I just went down the list and it was like no, no, yes, no. So I'm a very creative person and I like creating things, and so I considered graphic design, majoring in graphic design, but I was like, yeah, I don't really want to spend 4 years getting a degree in graphic designing, and my mom wanted me to be a journalist, but I didn't want to do journalism. I thought about marketing, and I was like, nah. But I knew I didn't want to do anything involving math because me and math are just not, like, math is my worst subject, and it has been my whole life. So I was like, nah, engineering, that's definitely not for me. And then I saw, you know, I was looking on that list and I saw education. I was like, you know, I think that would be a good fit for me. And then I went and brought it up to my mom, and she was like, yeah, that's actually a really good fit for you. Like, I can definitely see you being a teacher. And so that's how I got to my choice of pursuing education. And what's crazy is that I never even thought to become a teacher until, like, I was rejected from nursing school, and that whole plan just didn't go through. Nobody has ever told me that I would be a good teacher. Okay, so how I came to that was I was thinking, you know, when I was in elementary school, I would play teacher. I would, you know, play teach my stuffed animals and give them papers and tests and quizzes and give them lectures. And then so I would do that, and then another experience I had was in before my brother started pre-K, I would teach him math and like teach him how to count using his fingers. And then, but that was before he even started school. And then, so I was in 4th grade, he was in pre-K, and instead of being outside for recess, I would be in his pre-K class helping out his teacher, and I preferred doing that over recess. And then at church, I would volunteer to help out with the youth group and the babies. My whole life, I've really liked being around kids and working with kids, and I'm very patient also, so the idea to become a teacher never popped into my head. I went throughout middle school, high school, even my first 2 years of college, and the idea to become a teacher never came across my mind. Like, never, which is crazy. I started sharing that I wanted to become a teacher with like other family members, and they were like, yeah, I can definitely see you doing that. So basically, another thing that was kind of holding me back from pursuing education was the salary. Teachers do not make a lot of money, and that is just known, and that is why teachers get a bad rep. It did kind of stop me at first, but I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna let the salary keep me from doing it, because it really all comes down to how you budget and manage your money. You can live on a teacher's salary comfortably as long as you are taking care of your money and just living below your means. When you're picking something, I know money is important and, you know, we need money, but I want to be happy. I want to wake up and enjoy going to work, and my happiness is more important. I just want to do something that I love to do, and I know I'm gonna love teaching. And another confirmation for this was my classes now versus when I was doing the nursing classes. I am, you know, I transferred and moved to a whole other state, so it took me this whole past year to get caught up, which pushed me back in my timeline to graduate. But now I'm starting to really get into the education classes, and I really am enjoying them, y'all. I have made the dean's list this whole past year. I got A's in all of my classes last semester. I made a 4.0, and completely different from when I was taking the nursing classes. Like, I really loved like learning about the body, and I loved microbiology. I even considered being a microbiologist, but I did not like labs. I do not like labs, and I knew I did not want to spend my days working in a lab. You just got to know what's for you and what's not, and what type of environment you like and what you don't. That also helps. So I definitely knew I didn't want to do that, but I enjoy going to my teaching classes, like waking up, going to my education classes, no problem. I'm really enjoying learning all the content and everything that goes into being a teacher, and, you know, really helping and catering to the needs of your students. So I'm really enjoying learning all that, and, you know, I'm really just getting my foot in the water. So I'm just, you know, excited to keep learning. Like, when I think about teaching, I'm just very excited, and 2 years from now, I'm gonna have a classroom, and I'm gonna have students that I'm gonna be responsible for. And so another thing I wanted to add is I did do some substitute teaching last year to really see, like, is this really what I want to do? And it was just a really good experience for me. I was also working food part-time, and some of the students that I was working with at the elementary schools recognized me, and they would just say hi to me whenever they would. I worked at Chick-fil-A, so they would come with their families and they would say hi and recognize me. And it's just like, you know, as a teacher, the impact that you have on these students is so big. And it's just so important for students to have someone that believes in them and someone that inspires them. I didn't really have that growing up. I don't have like that one relationship with that teacher that really just made me want to become a teacher. Like, I didn't develop that in high school or middle school with a teacher. So that's not part of like my story of, oh, I decided to become a teacher because of this teacher. It's really just my experiences, you know, as a kid, playing with my stuffed animals, and, you know, just really working with kids, and really like being around kids, and never even like put two and two together like, oh, you should become a teacher. So yeah, that's pretty much how I came to my decision to major in education and become a teacher. I guess tips wise, for anyone that's stuck on trying to decide what major you want to do, I would say start with a list of what you like and what you don't like. Jobs that you would be interested in, jobs that you definitely know you would not want. I think that's important to just start there. And of course, that list is going to change over time. The first 2 years of college, you pretty much have that time to decide what you want to do, because you're just taking basic classes. And then third year, you really start getting into your major. So definitely take that time to just see what you like, see what you don't like. You probably are going to end up changing your major. So I think God really closed that nursing door, because now looking back, it's like, even my mom says, you know, I can't really see being a nurse. I don't like being around sick people. I don't like germs. I appreciate nurses. It is not an easy job, and they just work so hard, and I definitely appreciate that. But I know that I will just be so much happier and feel so much more fulfilled as a teacher. And I just get so excited thinking about like decorating my classroom, and even when I'm at like Walmart or Sam's and I just see all of these school supplies, I get so excited, because like, yes, I cannot wait to buy all this stuff to put in my classroom, and I just cannot wait to work with kids. And I'm just super excited. Like, I didn't have that feeling as a nurse. So I'd say, you know, if you get really excited about what you're going to be doing, then that's how you know that you're on that right path. But again, life happens, things happen, things don't go your way, and you know, you just gotta keep going, don't give up. But yes, so I'm just gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!